Hey y'all, welcome back to the Testimony and Transparency podcast. This is an extension of my small business, Naturally Created for You. And through my small business, I send out these weekly morning inspo emails, and I use this podcast as an opportunity to share those emails that I sent out. So I started sending these emails back in 2023, and the one I'm going to read to you today is from March 2024. And I'll be honest with you, before I came outside to record this video, I told my husband, I said, I don't know what I'm about to talk about because it's been just another busy, crazy week to where I've been struggling to just get things done because my mind is all over the place. And so I came and I started looking at previous emails that I sent out, and I came across this one. It's called Religious Rules. And as I was reading through it, it just reminded me of that season that I was in. And I've recently been struggling again in this same area, and I've been feeling guilty. And so this was such a great reminder, and I hope it just kind of gives you a different perspective and encourages you. So it says, Good morning. Confession. I wake up and the first thing I do is reach for my phone. So this week, I decided I was going to change it up. Instead of waking up, checking email, and hopping on social media, I decided to have some intentional prayer time. I set an alarm for 6 a.m. to wake up and pray. I decided I would get out of bed and pray because I honestly couldn't trust myself to pray in bed. At 6:30, I would have another alarm go off to stop praying and start my day. Monday went good. Tuesday, I stayed in bed just a minute or two longer. I was tired. Yesterday, when the alarm went off, truth be told, I did not want to get up. I just laid there exhausted. You see, parenting has me exhausted. And y'all, I feel that way today. Like, honey, parenting has got me so exhausted. And I just want to go lay and take a nap, but I can't. I got to do the things. So, I laid there feeling so guilty and tired, emotions just running wild. After a few minutes, I got up, got out of bed, and hit my knees praying. I don't even remember what I prayed because my mind was all over the place, but God knew my heart. Yesterday, I realized God doesn't love me any less if I set aside 30 minutes or 25 minutes or just 5 minutes. Religion makes us feel like if we don't do XYZ, then God would write us off. But that is not true. God knows our heart. He knows if we are actively seeking Him or just going through the motions. He knows if we are going to church to check it off the list just to show our behind the following day at work. He knows all things. We can't fool Him. After I prayed, I got the kids off to school and sat at the table. I told God He needed to fix all this because I'm over it. He needed to step in and do something. I know God just laughs at me because one minute I trust Him and the next minute I'm trying to make sure He didn't miss all the things I think He should be doing instead of what's actually happening. I opened my Bible and found myself in the book of John, and I came across this verse, John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. My God, I just can't thank God enough for His word. Everything we need is in His word. We just got to read it and apply it. I want to remind you that God isn't worried about the rules the world sets for Christians. You aren't a bad Christian if you didn't read your Bible yesterday or pray for 30 minutes straight. God still loves you, and so do I. God is looking at your heart. He wants you to have a heart for Him. So focus on that. Focus on having a heart for Jesus. I hope this helps someone. John 14:27 certainly blessed me today. Today is a new day. And so I just want to go back through here a little bit. Recently, I have found myself in that same place to where I am waking up and I'm just reaching for my phone and I'm just on my phone, just distracted, or maybe I am doing something for work or just trying to get a game plan for the day. But regardless, I've been feeling guilty because it's like, man, I want my day to start off with talking to the Lord. And so I was thinking about this, about how I used to set that alarm, and how I haven't done that in a really long time, just setting an alarm to actually get out of bed and pray. Because if I lay in bed, like this morning, I did um wake up and I didn't reach for my phone because I was like, I'm sick of doing that. But I was laying there praying, and I felt like I couldn't focus because I kept wanting to like doze off and go back to sleep. And so I've been like, I've been feeling like, okay, I need to set my alarm so I can get out of bed and just have some intentional prayer time with God. Um, but with saying that, if you're doing that, and this is where it goes back to like religious rules, like if you're doing that just to say like, oh yeah, I start my morning with Jesus every single day, check that off. God knows your heart, and I would encourage you to think about this, and just think about what a difference it would make if you spent just 10 minutes in the morning with Jesus in prayer, being intentional about that time. And I'm saying that because for me, it doesn't even have to be like a set a timer thing, but like if I could just get out of bed and like not fall back asleep, that would be a win. So it doesn't even have to be like a 10-minute timer or a 30-minute timer. It's just let me get out of bed and let me get on my knees before the Father, because I, I need him. I need him to help me through another day. So it really all goes back to your heart posture. There's a lot of times, especially when people come to faith, it becomes like this checklist of like the left side is don't do these things anymore. And then the right side is you have to do these things. Otherwise, you are not in good standing with the Lord. I went through that myself to where it's like you're like, okay, I don't do that anymore. Check. I don't do that anymore. Check. Okay, I need to make sure I read my Bible every day. Okay, I'm doing that. Check. Okay. Make sure I'm praying. Okay, do that. Make sure I'm going to church, do that. And it's like that's not what it's about, but it can easily become that because of all these religious rules. And so I just encourage you, like, just do what honors the Lord, and have a heart for the Lord. Like, when you wake up in the morning, Lord, how can I serve you today? Please guide me in whatever I do today, so that everything I do and say is an honor to you. It brings glory to you. Even when certain holidays come around, like Christians are very much like, am I supposed to celebrate that? Is that a Christian thing to do? And it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. Even when it comes to music, a lot of times you could be like, oh, should I listen to that? Should I not listen to that? At the end of the day, does it glorify God? Does it glorify God? And not that everything has to be a praise song to God, but if it's promoting lustfulness, if it's promoting greed or violence or drunkenness or things like that, even a lot of songs, they promote like sexual sin. And so that's how I approach it. Is does this glorify God? Is this going to cause me to get into a mind frame to where that's not where I need to be? Because some songs you could listen to and it can take you back to a season to where somebody wronged you, or maybe you had a bad breakup or something like that, and like you could just start having all these feelings of like rage and stuff, and then just like start replaying situations, and uh it can happen so suddenly just from music. So I just encourage you, like, it's not about rules. It's about, are we honoring the Lord? And I know for me, I have been convicted recently about just not being intentional with my prayer time. I used to think, oh, I didn't read my Bible today. Oh, I didn't pray very much this week. God's probably not going to hear me now, or God's, you can fall into those traps. Don't fall into that trap. go back to the Lord and say, "Hey, Lord, I'm sorry. I've been busy. I have not been prioritizing our relationship." And get back to focusing on the Lord, seeking Him first. Um, and that's what it's truly about. It's not like, okay, you didn't do this thing, so now you're on God's naughty list. Because a lot of Christians can feel that way. And I really just had to sit back and say, God's not mad at me, but this certainly isn't the relationship that He wants between us, and neither do I. But life's distractions, the troubles of the world, all of that stuff can cause you to neglect your relationship with the Lord. And so I just want to encourage you, don't neglect it. Don't neglect it. And I just find it so ironic that I didn't know what I was going to talk about today. And this message popped up rather easily. And it's very on time for me. And I hope that it's on time for you. If you are interested in getting these morning messages in real time, I will put that link down below. I send these out typically every Wednesday, every single week. One goes out. And last week I read one that was like from the same week that I wrote it. And then other times I read them and they may be back from 2023, 2024, 2025. So it really just all depends. But I hope you enjoyed this. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.